Hey everyone. So again, I realize this video is a little behind what I intended. Hey everyone, I realize this video is a little late in the editing process and in posting, but I still wanted to share my thoughts on it. And I hope everyone enjoys. Also, I forgot to mention, this video will have really bad color correction. The room I was in at the time was not great, and I didn't know that much about cinematography and lighting setup. So forgive the poor lighting and just listen to the content as I continue to watch Lord of the Rings. Enjoy.
I'm not your man or anything but you think that you're the man. I think therefore what? Hey there. Any friends, family, followers, and subscribers watching that? It deserves a Grammy win. Just saying. So, hey there. I'm your favorite Winchester brother and fellow man of letters, Bradford here, and I'm doing another, you guessed it, another book review today on book 4 in the Stormlight Archive series, Rhythm of War. Now, while most of my other book reviews, I've done in-depth character analysis and overall plot mechanics, I'm not going to go into that today. I'm just going to give a very, very, very brief overview because this book, if you haven't noticed, look how thick that is. It's so thick. It's so big. It's just so big. I can't go into depth about everything that happens in this book because there is so much. Regardless of how much there is. You didn't see that. I'm going to focus on maybe one or two characters. And that's it. And then just give my thoughts on the overall story. So one character I really want to point out is Navani Kholin, the new queen of Urithiru, and she has probably her biggest and best arc so far in the Stormlight Archive as a series. There is an event that happens. You've been warned. There are no spoilers in this video, so you are safe if you have not read Rhythm of War. Navani in this book gets a much more central focus because she is responding to a lot of scholarly things in this world. She is really coming into her own as a scientist of the kingdoms of Roshar. And I really enjoyed that because oftentimes in these big fantasy epics, you don't get time to explore the actual world that is being developed. And Navani's arc actually takes time to examine that. And so I enjoyed that about Rhythm of War. She spends most of the novel in one place. I will not say what that place is. But a lot of the things she discovers are crucial to where this story will go henceforth. She learns a lot of the mechanics of the magic system and the various combating deities in this world, and that's really fascinating because these deities are Brandon Sanderson's own creations, and I love that because so many myths and legends are just beaten old bushes of the same stories, and Brandon's mythology is just It's completely original. It's completely new. And it's fresh. And so that's really awesome. The next character I'm going to be covering is Venli. She is a singer, or non-politically correct term, Voidbringer. And this book is her background and her story. While she was an interesting, compelling, conflicted character, she was really hard to follow at points. I didn't really find that much of a vested interest in her. I think she's decent. She's not great. She's not a Dalinar. She's not a Kaladin. She's not a Shallan. But this is her book. Through her perspective, you learn a lot more of the culture, the social statuses within the singer and listener culture, which is the Voidbringer culture. But you learn a lot more of their motivations. You learn that their loyalties are conflicted just as much as the human loyalties are conflicted. And that's really interesting. And I'm going to try to stop using the word interesting because I use it a lot. Your typical gang of characters are all spread out in different missions throughout this book. But all in all, this book it's a wartime novel. And while that's fine, I had a tough time with it because there was so much happening that in essence, nothing really stood out because there was so much happening, if that makes any sense. So each character is given a specific mission to go on. Some of them don't really move or go specific places, but others go to literally other realms and learn about the history and the mythology surrounding Stormlight and surrounding human-Spren relations. However, there are a couple of jaw-dropping reveals at the very end of the book. While they're great, I think it didn't really feel that earned. But this book is good. I don't want to rag on it. It's just a little slower and has a little less moments that Brandon has been non-withholding from us as the audience in books past. But you see the true dire nature of this conflict between human, Spren, listener, singer, and Odium, the big bad in this book. You see, that was one of the upsides of this book. You see that world and that dynamic really starting to be fleshed out more, and it's building towards the 5th book in the series, which is going to be the end of the first arc of the Stormlight Archive. And for that, I'm really excited. And so I know this was a necessary evil for Brandon to just mainly have Rhythm of War being a lot of filler. As you can tell, I'm really wrestling with this, but it wasn't bad. It does have some merits. I will say its arcs, I'll give a 7 out of 10. Not bad, not great. Showing potential, still needing a little bit more mwah. Some of the set pieces and battles, easy. 8 out of 10. They were beautifully written, very well descripted, and just fabulous. The mythology, always 10 out of 10 for the Stormlight Archive. Because, like I said, it's fresh, it's new, it's compelling. It's all based around the idea of a thunderstorm. Personally, thunderstorms are my favorite type of weather. That's why I'm always drawn back to these worlds. Because the mythology is new. So, mythology, 10 out of 10. The relationships that occur between certain characters and groups of people. There is one specific relationship that I did not see rearing its head in this novel. It was a big jaw-dropping moment. I'm not going to say who it is, but once you read, you will know what I'm talking about. You will know. You will know. And I think that made getting through all of the filler stuff really worth it. And so I really enjoyed that specific revelation, that specific culmination of relationships. And so the relationships, while they were somewhat lacking, hear me say that, they were somewhat lacking throughout the book, I give 7.5 out of 10. Overall, I think this was my least favorite of the Stormlight Archive books. Oathbringer was that. It is now Rhythm of War. However, the backstory, the payoff, all of that to be said, I will give the overall flavor of the novel, the mood of the book, 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not great. But it's a necessary evil, like I said. It's building up to something. And so, all that being said, those things will add up to... All that being said, the book is an 8.2 out of 10. That's a really good rating. It's above average. I would consider anything 8.5 out of 10 and above to be a great book. 8.2 out of 10 is what we're going to have to settle for right now. Like I said, this book is just a lot of necessary evil. It's still good. There's still great moments. But overall, just somewhat lacking in the flair that consisted of the first 2 books in this series. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, or else I will bring a storm to your front door. This is Georgia. We have storms at random. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I can't wait to hear from you all. I'm going to head back to the bunker because Crowley, the King of Hell, is waiting for me there. That sounds really terrifying. Anyways, I don't really care. Thank you so much. Have a great one, y'all. Peace out.